Go now to question number 4, round number 4. To Mr. Dolan we begin. How will you and your elected county council balance the needs, programs of the economic, social, political, and ethnically diverse 11 districts in Cuyahoga County?
Well, it's going to take a leader who has experience in working in a bipartisan manner and dealing with the legislature and dealing with the executive branch, all of which I have in my years of representing Cuyahoga County in the State House. It's going to take an understanding that on November 3rd, the morning after the election, you get on the phone and you develop relationships with the county members, county council members, but you also sit down with them and go over the charter with them and understand that the role of the county council is to be a check on my power, is to work on the budget together, and to think of creative, bold policies to move this county forward, and not to get involved in matters that are left to the municipal city councils. That it is our opportunity now to think big, to think about lakefront, to think about improving human services, to think about creating an economic development engine in this county. That is what together, working in a bipartisan manner, we can do.
Mr. Ellison, we'll ask you the same thing. How will you and your elected county council balance the needs, programs of the economic, social, and political and ethnically diverse 11 districts in Cuyahoga County?
There's nothing like being a member of a minor political party that's been denied access to the ballot in Ohio since its beginning. To make one appreciate how important it is to include everyone at the table. And the two major parties, the Democrats and Republicans, have shut out too many people over too long a period of time. I would have loved to have been here 20 years ago talking about inclusiveness and county reform, but finally we're here. And if there's one thing the Greens do well, it's include people at the table and practice agreement-seeking decision-making. So that will be my approach. If I see someone missing from the table, we'll go get them. If there's a council district representative that is feeling that their interests aren't being represented, we'll make sure that they're heard.
Mr. Fitzgerald, how will you and the county council balance the needs, programs of the economic, social, and political and ethnically diverse 11 districts in Cuyahoga County?
Well, I think I'm the only candidate that's still in the race at this point that actually has experience serving as an elected chief executive and dealing with an elected legislature. And there's some ways, some skill sets that you have to know how to do that. First of all, you have to take your ego out of the equation. You have to know how to share credit and share power and share responsibility with other elected officials. This is a great county. It has incredible potential, but one of the reasons it hasn't met that potential is because too often we have gotten into petty political squabbling where the worst thing I think that could happen under the new system would be that we would have 11 separate fiefdoms where there would be 11 separate sets of policies. We've got to realize that we're all connected. What happens in one part of the county inevitably affects what happens to the rest of us, and we have to make sure that we start building that teamwork. And I've tried to do it already even before the election is over. I've been trying to build those relationships now with county council candidates.
Ms. Hamilton Brown, how will you and your elected county council balance the needs, programs of the economic, social, political, and ethnically diverse 11 districts in Cuyahoga County?
Sure. A big part of the new economic development plan and the vision for the county will be coming up with actually a shared vision for our county, one that all 57 municipalities and areas can actually relate to and find opportunity for all. And I've had a track record of working collaboratively throughout our community. I have worked in the private, public, and nonprofit sectors working to accomplish things. And so by putting forth a shared vision, one that I think will speak to our citizens, our workforce, large economic development projects that bring jobs, and even our lakefront and a strong core city, those are areas where we, working together, can find opportunity together.
Mr. Lanza, you get the same question. How will you and your elected council balance the needs programs of the economic, social, political, and ethnically diverse 11 districts in Cuyahoga County?
Well, I've said before that on the very first day that we take office, that we will be sitting at a table with 11 people and a county executive that's elected by the people, okay, to do the work for the people. There is no reason for anybody to have a personal agenda or a party agenda. That will not be part of what my administration's about. We are put there to do the people's work, and that is what we will do. Ed may be the only politician that has negotiated with other members. However, over my last 40 years, starting with no money, I've been able to negotiate with Republicans and Democrats and independents and all types of people to be able to create substantial wealth. And so those skills that I have developed over the years in those negotiations that have been to my benefit, I now want to bring to the residents of Cuyahoga County to benefit them. As I said, I'm working for $1 a year, and I'm looking to give back.
Mr. McCormick, how will you and your elected county council balance the needs programs, economic, social, political, and ethnically diverse 11 districts in Cuyahoga County?
Thank you. This much I know, and that is that the county government is the safety net for the community. If we don't feed in a critical situation, if we don't remove a child in a critical situation, if we don't house people in January at our homeless shelters, people will not survive the day. Leanne, I've been very much impressed with the quality of thoughtful people running for the council. I don't believe almost any of them have any background at all in the county government, with the Port Authority and the major agencies. So I would look forward to sharing, listening, taking our ties off, and developing a way forward. I'm going to have a pasta dinner at my house if I win for the winners and their spouses or friends, and we're going to sit and we're going to come together and we're going to help heal the town.
All right. Mr. Scipione, we'll ask you the same thing. How will you and the elected council balance the needs and the programs of the economic, social, politically, and ethnically diverse 11 districts in Cuyahoga County?
Well, the fact is we in fact have an ethnically and politically diverse set of districts. I helped design those districts. I helped create that charter and was there when we argued about 5, 6, 7, how many at large, and worked with the Issue 6 people to come up with the right mix and design those districts so they were representative. We also looked at creating a council that was a citizens council, a volunteer council, a balance against the very powerful county executive position, one that could would have to approve his choices for cabinet positions, approve the budget. But the best remark, I think, is to paraphrase Peter Lawson Jones, who was on the other side last year, but at a City Club meeting, when asked what his best advice would be to the council, was to act and work together and don't be balkanized.
Mr. Voinovich, how would you and your elected county council balance the needs and the programs of the economic, social, and political and ethnically diverse 11 districts in Cuyahoga County?
Well, first of all, Leon, one of the most exciting things about this new council is that we're going to start with a clean white sheet of paper. We've got a charter, and we know what we have to do. And in my business life, while I was in business, starting over 6 businesses, I had to work with a lot of different people to get those businesses off the ground. With the new council, those people are going to be coming with all kinds of different ideas. And what we need to do is we need to listen to them, we need to hear what's on their minds, we need to understand what the problems of their particular districts are, and we need to hear them out. I'm very blessed because I came from a family that knows how to collaborate. And back in 1979, when Voinovich took office, he was working with a city council which wasn't known for being able to get along. Well, one thing I learned from my brother was how you need to operate in a bipartisan way. It's not going to be about Republicans, it's not going to be about Democrats, it's going to be about what is the best thing for this county, and the people that are with me hopefully will buy into that as well.
We've gone through 4 questions right now.